Hey, what's up guys, welcome to another video. My name is Prince Mason. So I recently did a shoot. I don't know if you guys have seen it on my Instagram. It's kind of like a skincare shoot, and what I want to do is go through a light breakdown, like a light setup breakdown for you guys, so you guys would see exactly how I shot it and how I lit, so you guys can basically like recreate it if you want to. But anyways, before I get into today's video, I just want to tell you guys thank you for always watching my videos. I really appreciate it, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and also if you're looking to retouch better and retouch faster, I have my pro retouching pack and a couple other retouching assets that are in my digital store. Links will be in the description below. Check it out and let's get straight into this video. So first thing, the idea. It was a skincare type shoot, just wanted to show a lot of skin, make it as natural as possible and just like a natural look. But at the end we did something now just a little bit different, just like random photos you take of somebody in the studio with like a white backdrop. So we did that at the end, but for the most part I wanted something that was a little bit aesthetic, and that was the look that I was going for. I wanted it to be bright and very clean, so bright, very clean. But yeah, let's get into the lighting setup. I have everything here on my PC. I'm just going to turn on my Wacom so I can probably just use my pen to point stuff out so you guys can see exactly what I am doing. Okay, now everything is set and we're going to go through all the different light setups. So this right here is my light setup one. This is the first light setup that I used, and I'm just going to go over the equipment that I used real quick. I shot my Canon R5, so you guys can see I'm with that, and the EF 100L lens. So 100 f2.8. It's a macro lens. It's my go-to lens. Basically, it's like the best lens in my kit right now, so that's the lens that I use all the time. But even when it wasn't the best lens in my kit, I always used it for headshots. So if you take a lot of headshots, you do a lot of portraits, this is a really good lens, especially for the price. Since the RF came out, this one has been going down in price, in the used market since the EF. So check it out if you are looking for 100mm. So there's a beautiful model. I'll put a link to her Instagram in the description below, so definitely check out. And our first light, which is our key light, is this 8300 Pro. So in here we have an 8300 Pro, and we have it on like a 24-inch Rotolux octabox. That's my go-to right now, not because it's special. I don't know, the light that comes out of it is really nice and soft, but that's not the reason why I use it. The reason why I use it is because it's basically like the only small softbox we have in the studio that fits my Godox. The other ones were made for, I don't think they were made up to the quality that this one has. So it's my go-to. Light's nice, it's soft, does what it's meant to do. So if you have any 24-inch octabox, it'll probably work, or a beauty dish will probably even be better, because of the specular highlights and everything that it will bring in. But this works, does the job. And this was just headshots. I'll put a couple pictures on the screen so you guys can see that these were just headshots. The whole idea was just take headshots and be as minimal as possible with the makeup, right? So we have that right here, and as you guys can see, it's pointing down at our subject's face, and it's also at like an angle, so it's not directly on top of the head. So this will probably be like a loop light setup, where instead of having like the complete butterfly under the nose, it's just a little bit to the side, right? And on the side here I have a bounce. So basically these are V flats. I have one right there that's just bouncing light, and it's just filling the other side of her face. Now, I do not remember the power of the lights, and that's because I don't really pay attention to that, because giving you the power is not going to help you, because at the end of the day we're using different lenses for the most part. And even if you have everything like the same exact stuff that I have, you have to be shooting somebody with like the same complexion, because light on light skin and dark skin is going to be different, how it hits it and how your camera sees it. Then also, you probably have to put your light at the exact same space with the exact distance. So for the most part, like, I just tell people, just play around with your light till you find what you want, because I can't tell you the exact like setup that, or the exact power I'm using, and that will translate exactly to the power that you're supposed to use. So yeah, by the way, I was shooting at f9 ISO 100 and the 100mm lens. So now we have our main light right here, which is this 8300 Pro in a Rotolux octabox. We have our fill light, and our fill light is basically this V flat right here, and what that is doing is that it's just bouncing light to the other side of our subject's face. Remember, the light is just at the side here, you know, basically at like almost like a 45-degree angle to the side a little bit, and that's going to cast shadows on the other side. So we have the V flat to fill our subject's face, and behind our subject we have another light right there in a big octabox. And what that is doing is that it is just creating this pure white background, right? But at the same time, what it's doing is that it's still going to bounce light off the V flat to our subject's face. So our subject looks nice, but everything is flat, pretty flat and soft. So that was that's the first look. Basically, that's the light setup for the first look. I know you guys can see my AD600 Pro hanging up here, but I didn't use that for anything, because typically what I'll do is that I'll bounce that off the ceiling, because the whole studio is white, to just create like a nice fill or just create an ambience. But in this scenario I didn't use it. So yeah, let's jump on to look number 2. With look number 2, the same thing. I did not use the AD600. I know it's on, but this wasn't doing anything there. The light setup is practically the same. You know, I have the AD300 in the rotor locks, same place, same position, you know, doing like the same thing. Also, I have my V flat, you know, right here, bouncing light back to my subject's face. So I'm just going to put that right here. You guys can see. Then I have this one right here, you know, this way, right? The only difference in this setup, you remember the big octabox that was at the back of the other one? Yes. So the main thing with that one was that now is pointing out at the background. Background was just a little bit too dark when I started with this particular look, and I wanted the background to just be a little lighter, right? And that's why I pointed the octabox just at the background. Now, another reason why you should use an octabox like this is because it kind of gives out a lot more even light instead of just pointing like a bare bulb, you know, even soft light, stock gradient across the background instead of just pointing a bare bulb at the background. So put that at the back of your mind. And that's it for our second look. Like I said, same everything, right? Now with our third look, things kind of like changed up a bit, because right now I wasn't using the cyc wall anymore. I was using cyclorama. If you don't know what cyclorama means, it's just like a wall that's created in the studio, like an infinity wall, right? So every time you shoot at different angles, it just seems infinite, right? Okay, great. So what I did this time was that I still had the AD300 as my key light pointing at my subject's face. So as you guys can see, it's pointing down at my subject right here. My arrows are probably the bluntest arrows ever. So that's pointing down at our subject, right? And then I have this light, right? This light, which is like the big octa right here, this big octa box right here. The AD600 was the light in that particular octa. What it's doing is that it's not pointing at our subject. It's basically, it's almost like it's feathered, right? I'm using the edge to light my subject. Now the reason why I have that big light there is obviously to fill the full body, because like I want more light around the body, right? But at the same time, what that light is doing is that since it's feathered, right, it's just going to be as soft as possible, and that's going to allow the main light to be the light that is shaping my subject's face. So the main light, which is this 24-inch Rotolux octa, is just lighting my subject's face. The fill, which is this, is feathered and is meant to light the whole body. So this fill is going to light everywhere like this. That's what's going to happen with the fill. So to the side a little bit is my AD600 Pro. Now I'm using this light. So what this light is doing at the side is it's just bouncing light off the white ceiling, right? So just bouncing light off the white ceiling. And what that light is doing is that it's creating like an ambience. It's lighting the whole studio, right? So once it bounces light off the ceiling, since the ceiling and everywhere is white, what happens is that light scatters everywhere. So that light is going to be coming this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. It's just going to scatter everywhere in the studio and just going to create like a very bright, you know, ambience in the studio, right? And that's just going to give for this really nice high key look that I was going for in the with whatever I was trying to shoot. Now another thing I did for this was that I shot at f2.8, so I moved my subject away from that background that you guys can see, and I shot at f2.8. So the reason was to create depth. It was still my 100mm. For some reason my ISO went up to 160. I always shoot at 100 when I shoot in the studio, controlled environment, but the reason was maybe because I literally just bumped like a dial or something. But it went up to 160 and the shutter speed was still the same. I think 1/200th of a second. And that's it for this look. I absolutely love this look, and I think you should definitely try it out. I'll put a couple photos so you guys can see what it looks like. It's one of my favorite photos in a while, so absolutely love this look. And then for the final look, what I did was that I had this, which is still my key light. Sometimes I'm just consistent throughout with it when I'm in the studio. If I'm in the groove and I found something that works, I just keep going with it. So we have our key light right here pointing down at our subject's face, right? If you know anything about the different light setups for shaping face, you know, we have butterfly, we have loop, we have Rembrandt, we have split. So that's when, you know, I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Okay, great. And then we have V flat, bouncing light back at our subject. Then we have, remember this, our rotor locks is just on our subject's face, just filling our subject's face, right? And then we have our big rotor locks, huge light. And what that's doing is that it's filling up her whole body from this side. So it's lighting her body for this side. So we have our key light, which is for the face, and our key light, which is for the body, is this rotor locks, this big one, right? And then what I noticed was that the whole look was still nice, but it was, you know, pretty dark, you know, the studio. And what I wanted to do was just like illuminate the whole place. So what I did was that I brought in this light right here, again, my 8600 Pro, to just bounce light off the ceiling. And what that would do is just create like a brighter background and a brighter image in general. So for this look, settings, f8, 100mm, still was using my 100mm lens, and ISO 160, 1/200th of a second, but typically I'd have been at ISO 100. So yeah, that's about it. That is the light breakdown for all 4 different setups. Try it out. Let me know if it works for you. Let me know if you love this light setup, and let me know if you want to see more videos like this. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Check out my digital store, link will be in the description below. Freebies for you. Check out my pro retouching pack, help you retouch better, retouch faster. Thank you for the support. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have an amazing day, guys. Peace out.